So I want to start my story with a short little tidbit over here. So this all began when my wife got pregnant, and you might think, uh, accident? No, this is not an accident. My wife and I planned on getting pregnant, and before we got married, we started talking about where we wanted to live, and we decided that we would live for a short period of time with my family, near my family on the East Coast. And then after she got pregnant, we moved over here to the West Coast in California, where she's originally from and where her family lives. So when she did get pregnant and that inevitability came up, I decided to question my life choices because I started looking at my salary, how much I made, the job that I did, and it wasn't possible. Like, there's no way I would be able to pay rent and buy food and pay bills with what I was making. So my wife and I decided to initially live with her mother. So I've been living with my mother-in-law, and I started thinking, what the heck am I going to do with my life? I'm 37 years old. I am maybe I'm not the oldest person here, but that's fine. That's all right. And I just thought to myself, I need to change. I need to do something else. So I started questioning myself, what can I do? And I just hope that after this, you guys can see that it's not too late to change. It's not too late to try something new, to put effort into something new. And it doesn't matter what age you are, you can do it. You can absolutely do it. So my objective after doing some research was going to nursing school, but not necessarily just nursing school. I wanted to chase anesthesia, so I wanted to become a doctor in anesthesia. And there are three things that I need to achieve to get there. First off, I need to graduate, as many of you all are doing, is graduating nursing. So I need to chase my ASN here, pass my NCLEX, and then go to Sac State. Why Sac State? Seems an easier transfer from one to the other. But go to Sac State and chase my BSN because that's a requirement for the DNAP or Doctor Nurse Anesthesia program at UC Davis. And this is obviously all information that I got from the website at UC Davis. So after I do graduate with this, with a 4.0 GPA, mind you, I need to get a job. And you might be thinking to yourself, well, that's gonna be easy, right? That's the crux of every student is trying to get a job after they graduate, but I need to get a job. And after getting a job, getting that experience, I need to apply for the program at UC Davis to try to get in. And why the CRNA? Well, first of all, according to the American Association of Nurse Anesthesia, there's going to be a 38% growth up to 2032 in job openings for nurse and anesthetists. And that's basically very good job growth. Another thing that's very important, it's going to come down later, but it's salary, obviously. Like, you're getting a doctorate, it's going to be a good salary. But to get there, I need that 4.0 GPA I initially mentioned. And why is that? Because, again, UC Davis requires a 3.0 GPA. However, it's very competitive. The better the GPA I can get, the better chances I have of getting in there. And the BSN is also required. Now, looking for that job. That's going to be fun, isn't it? Hopefully, not going to be that difficult. There's a lot of demand for nurses and a lot of demand for nursing. So I hope I can get that job. But that job is not going to be that easy because I have to get specific experience to be able to apply for that program. I need to, first of all, be able to shadow either an anesthesiologist or a CRNA for at least 8 hours before I can apply for the program. And I also need to get ICU experience because that's what is closest to what we're going to be doing as a CRNA, which is you're watching over a person constantly at all times. It demands that attention constantly because you think like, oh, that person is asleep. There's nothing to do. No, you have to monitor them. You have to monitor their signs. You have to monitor all of that to make sure they're alive and you're not killing the patient that's sitting, laying down in front of you. Also, getting that job is going to be fun because starting to get the financial independence. Right now, I'm living with my mother-in-law. I don't want to be doing that forever. I want to move out. I want my house. I want my place. Start working as a nurse. Very important. Then you might think, all right, cool. You're working now. You're getting your money. You're moving out of your mother-in-law's house. Are you done? Oh no. Oh no. Oh, I wish I was done. So the DNAP program, like I said, very competitive. Bunch of requirements. If you apply, you might get in, you might not get in. What happens if you don't get in? Well, you gotta try again later. But if you do get in, and I hope I do get in, it's a 3-year program. It's a very expensive 3-year program. it's $158,000 for it, and that's 2025 value. So by the time I get there, it's not going to be $158,000 anymore. It's going to be much more than that. And also, it's full time. You're going to be in there all the time. And what does that entail? It entails simulations, clinical rotations, scholarly projects. This is a doctorate after all, right? And online courses as well. But like I mentioned earlier on, the fun stuff. What is the pay for CRNA, guys? Does anybody want to take any guesses?
$150.
$150? That's dang close. Mine?
200 grand.
That's, well, 200 grand is, I'm not gonna do that math in my head, but it's close to 200 grand. So the average right now, according to Indeed, is $169 an hour, but it can go higher than that. And if you're doing a traveling nurse, which is something I'm not gonna do, and I did this research on Indeed as well, there's actually a job opening for a traveling CRNA. It's $250 an hour. So yeah, it's a lot of money, right, guys? But then again, we just went through these three things. Like, it's gonna be difficult to graduate here, graduate from Sac State with a 4.0 GPA. I'm gonna have to work hard. I gotta get that experience. I gotta do all of this. And then I have another 3 years ahead of me that are not gonna be easy. So all these things, you gotta ask yourself, is it worth it? Hell yeah, it's worth it. Because it gives me that financial independence. It gives me the opportunity of working freer hours, which allow me to spend more time with my family, which is ultimately what I wanna do. And like I said, I'm 37, I'm doing this, guys. You can't choose. So if, 10 years down the line, you look at yourselves like, I wish I had done something different, you still can. You still have that choice. You still have that option. And it's a little quote from the Earl of Chesterfield in 1746, when he wrote to his bastard son off in France. It's a quote that all of you probably heard before, but you don't know it came from him. And it says, whatever is worth doing at all is worth doing well. That's it.